And there's no height restriction for the stage. So it's all for me. I gotta say, I'm never, ever, that's not the right word. I'm always surprised by the amount of raw musical talent we have in our little town. It always just amazes me. So big round of applause for Ellen. So tonight I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk to you about some things that I find funny. See if you guys find them funny too. I know in kind of the hustle and bustle of our lives these days, we don't have a lot of time to calm down and just relax and kick back. You know, we're running to and fro, doing shopping and going to and from work and things like that. And so, but tonight, just for a few minutes, you guys just sit back, relax, and listen instead of having to contribute anything. I'm going to see if I can make you laugh a little bit. I'm going to shoot for that. See how it goes. First, one thing I find very funny, something I've thinking about a lot recently, is how much of American culture exists solely to be different from the British. There's a lot of it, surprising amount of it. For instance, one of the things that everybody knows about is that we drive on the other side of the street, which, if you give it some thought, it makes a lot more sense to do the way they do it. Because if you're driving on the left side of the street, and you park on the left side of the street, and you're driving, and you open your door, what's right outside the door? Maybe the sidewalk? On the right side of the street in America, when you're driving on the right side, you park on the right side, you got your car, what's right outside your door? Traffic. It's coming right for you. You got to risk life and limb just so you can be different than the British. Serves no other purpose. Another thing that gets me is the way we spell certain words differently. Again, for no other reason except that it's not the British way. Words like theater and censor, ones that have the R-E at the end, you know? And the British way, I noticed, they have a totally useless silent vowel there. There's no real reason for it. And the American way actually does make a lot of sense. You're switching the ER instead. And I think a lot of that is because Americans realize that two consonants should never go together. For example, butt cake. Butt cake is a British invention, I'm sure of it, because you got the NC, the two consonants. There's no way that's American. Now for chocolate cake, that's an American institution. Well, another thing is, I've been trying to quit smoking. I've been smoking about 15 years, far too long. So because of that, I can make a few jokes about smoking. That's the only reason. One thing I realized, at the root of every person on the entire planet are your lungs, right? Probably, arguably one of the most important things in your body is to have a good, healthy set of lungs. And what's one of the worst things you can possibly do to your wonderful, beautiful lungs drawing in this sweet, delicious oxygen? I was thinking maybe suck it on a tailpipe. It's about as bad as it gets, right? Carbon dioxide, drawing it in like that. And yet smokers totally do it voluntarily. They want that carbon dioxide. I don't get it. I don't know, maybe that's what makes it taste so delicious. I'm not sure what it is. But for some reason, we look for that. People die all the time from carbon dioxide poisoning on accidents. Like, they don't even want it. And if we want it, we take it wholeheartedly. We're happy to have it. And furthermore, speaking about cars, carbon dioxide, tar. That black, thick, nasty stuff is under the car that kills birds and animals and sea life everywhere around the world. And again, we ask for it. We demand it. You know, we draw it into our lungs, it gets into our bloodstream, and it probably is going to kill us one day. And yet we demand it. Of course, it's back when they say it's not going to kill us, and for some reason we believe it. We think it's awesome.
And pay money for it.
We pay good money for it. So I think I should quit sometime. I'm working on it. Finally, another thing I find pretty interesting is our perception of time. That doesn't sound very funny at first, but if you think about it, you ever notice how when you're doing something really boring, time tends to crawl really slowly? And when you're doing something really fun and exciting, time tends to fly by. Now, I think if we could find some way to harness that, you know, and really put that to good use, I think that we could get a lot from it. For instance, you know how it goes when the mood's just right? You know, and you're with that special person, the lights are dim, the music's playing, you got a little lips, you know. Sure. You know, the good stuff. Light a few pretty little candles and everything. And at that moment, if you could just slow that down for as long as you can, and then in the twilight, it's just you and the internet. For hours. That's it. That's all I got.